This week, former First Lady Patience Jonathan urged Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, and his predecessor, Wike, to give peace a chance amidst the ongoing political crisis in the state. The former First Lady called on the warring parties to allow for a smooth and seamless running of the current administration for the development of the state. Recall that since the rift between Governor Fubara and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory began, there have been calls for the President of the Federation and elder statesman to wade into the crisis. While the crisis continues to linger, there are expressions of hope that the two leaders would quell the fire of the crisis and give room for peaceful governance. Now, joining me to discuss this issue is, of course, I've got Marvin Yubana, as the Caretaker Committee Chairman of Kana Local Government Area of Rivers State. Marvin Yubana, good to have you on the show this evening. Marvin Yubana, can you hear me? All right, while we're still trying to reconnect, establish connection with him, I've got Olufemi Lawson right here in the house with me. Good evening, good to have you on the show.
Good evening, Mr. Mark.
Now, Olufemi Lawson, I understand that this whole debacle has been ongoing for a while. Now, the former First Lady didn't hide her disappointment, at the ongoing crisis in Rivers State. In her words, we at this point plead that election has come and gone, and now is the time for governance. Very timely.
Yeah, Mama Peace, as she's fondly called,
Absolutely.
is a stakeholder in Rivers State because she's from River. Of course, she's a native of Rivers State, rather. And one of the persons who have played active role in the politics of Rivers State, if you go back through history, even up to how former Governor Wike emerged as a candidate of their party for that election. And of course, various interventions she has made in Rivers State. I think our intervention at this point is timely. Right. And this is what Mama Peace did a few days ago is what is expected now of leaders and stakeholders in Rivers. In the past, we have seen, political leaders, stakeholders taking side along, the line of either of the, warring factions in the milieu. But I think they must begin to play the role of the kind of role Mama Peace is playing by, impressing it upon actors in this crisis to allow peace to prevail in the overall interest of the people of Rivers State, which must be paramount. Yeah.
All right, Marvin Yubana, I believe we can establish connection right now. How are you doing this evening? Marvin Yubana, can you hear me? Hello, Marvin Yubana. Just try and unmute yourself where you are. All right, I think we're still struggling to establish that connection with him because we really need to have his own side of the story, being a caretaker committee chairman in Rivers State. Well, while you established that initial standpoint you came through with, now, do you think the governor of Rivers State will be able to deliver on his mandate with all the distractions? Because in less than 4 years, in no time from now, 4 years will be a wrap.
But delivering on electoral mandate would largely depend on how the governor is able to ensure that there is peace in Rivers State. Because you cannot have development in an atmosphere of chaos.
Right.
People of Rivers State are yearning for development. People of Rivers State are yearning for better life. And the only way you can achieve that is not by the kind of scenarios we are seeing in Rivers State, where policemen are occupying local government secretariat, where everywhere on the streets of Port Harcourt today, you find policemen all over the place. Only a few days ago, there was an explosion in one of the most protected facilities in Port Harcourt, the state capital. That is the presidential hotel. And these are issues that will affect development naturally. So in achieving or delivering on the mandate of the governor for the next 4 years, the governor must invest a lot of his time in how peace can be achieved rather than how much of, time will be spent on this political crisis.
We'll get back to that in a bit. Marvin Yubana, you're finally here now. I believe we can actually hear you perfectly now. Good to have you on the show this evening.
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic. Well, of course, Mama Peace, she has not failed to express her disappointment with where things are going in Rivers State at the moment, and she's calling for the warring factions to at least embrace peace at this level. I mean, at what level do you think this crisis can be resolved? Because it appears Mr. President wading into the matter initially hasn't really helped.
Well, for us in River State, we don't have a crisis. What we have is an aggressor trying to distract the governor from doing his constitutional duties, of which he was elected to do, to serve the people of the state. I want to commend the former First Lady for her statesmanship, where she came out to say that there needs to be peace. But those they should be talking to is the FCT minister. He is the aggressor. He is the one disturbing the governor in the state. He is the one planning the protest every day. He is the same person who asked the IG of police to get police to seal up the council secretariat. The governor told all of us that let's look for alternative office and work. The governor has told all of us who are his supporters and those working with him that we should not confront the police. We should not go on protest. The governor has tried to maintain the peace. You see what happened some few days ago, where some of the hoodlums they hired for protest tried to detonate an explosive in a hotel where senators were staying. But thank God that the explosive device had detonated before he was able to throw it away. Has the police investigated that case? Have they arrested the sponsors who hired that man? You see, these are the one-sided issues we are looking at in our state. The police seems to be taking sides with the FCT minister against the executive governor of the state, who is supposed to be the chief security officer of the state. This is very sad. In a country where we are subnationals, River State is the largest chunk of what they share in their allocation every month. We are the highest producers of crude oil in River State. So what signal is the presidency trying to send? Is the presidency saying that one minister in a cabinet is bigger than the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
Okay,
is bigger than the Constitution?
Mr. Yobana.
These are key issues and pertinent issues that we must look at critically.
Mr. Yobana, I've heard everything you said. Now, everything you have said so far, you are still relating the chaos. You are still recounting what we already know. And some of the issues you're raising, I hope they are allegedly, because it appears that none of these issues you're actually pointing to has been established in the news or the papers yet. What I want to ask is, you said something now. You said River State is one of the largest states that produces crude oil. That's a very fantastic standpoint. Now, what plans is the governor putting in place to ensure that governance starts from this moment to keep the peace of the state, abreast with the people? That's exactly what I'm asking you.
Yes, definitely the governor has put the machineries in place.
Beautiful.
He's abiding by the laws and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Remember our 1 year in office where the governor celebrated the 1 year of his administration, although he had run governance for just 4 months, he celebrated it. He organized an international economic summit where entrepreneurs and business investors across the world came. And you see, they mentioned areas in which River State can explore more and have more revenues. He has made sure that he works with the security agencies to ensure that there's an enabling environment for businesses to strive. He brought out a grant of $4 billion where he supported small SMEs. He has gone ahead to develop an area where you have the tech market. He's doing a lot of things to ensure that there's peace and harmony in the state, and that River State provides its fair share to the national economy. So, but what we find in the state every day is a minister serving under the president coming to the state, trying to distract the governor, coming with bikes as if he's the governor
you are
of the
still
state.
going back to where we are trying to deviate from. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because we have to stay on the matter. Now, here is it.
Yeah.
Finally, before you go, at what level right now do you think peace can be established? Because it appears when the president waited in the first time, we all saw that things were looking a bit like it was going to happen. But somewhere along the line, there was another breakout. Now, moving forward, what plan? What is it? What is that concrete plan to ensure that the peace is established for governance to continue in River State? That's it. We don't need to start trading blames now. Because the governor is saddled with responsibility to lead the people now.
Is to ensure that all arms of government is functional, like the caretaker committee have set up. I just paid 2 months' salary and other things. So the governor is focused in ensuring that the government functions properly. But what we ask, and what I should use this medium to ask for, is to call on Mr. President to call his minister to order. That is what we want in the state. There is no problem. You heard the governor say that he's not fighting anybody. He's only defending himself. And that is it. So when we feel when we say that there's fighting within the governor and the minister, it's not true. It's just that the minister is an aggressor. He has forgotten that he's no longer governor of the state.
All right, thank you,
This
Mr.
is a
Yobana.
democracy.
Yeah,
Voted for the governor for a 4-year tenure.
At
He
this
should
point,
wait.
at this point,
When he gets to that time, if he wants to install another godson,
Mr. Yobana, we
that's
can
his
do
business.
this all
But
day
for
long,
now,
and we might not
people
get
of
anywhere
Rivers
with
State
this.
are focusing on governance, and the governor is focusing on delivering the dividends of democracy to Rivers people.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much for your time. All right. We take a time out now, and Newsweek continues in a moment. Stay with us.